For nearly 4,000 years, the Council of Stars, led by the Sun King Seer, have guided the people of Aedeva through a time of unprecedented peace. But now, the stars have begun to fall. One by one, the people watched in horror as their gods fell from the sky. Where they landed, strange mists arose, and veins of pulsing arcane corruption began to spread. Now only 3 constellations remain. Ilgradnis, Weaver of Fate, reduced to 2 small stars as her followers are scattered and sparse. Seer the Sun, Emperor of Kireth, high and bright in the lengthening days. His soldiers marshal on the borders, and with every fallen star, the day grows longer. And Bolgaron, the Great Bear, Lord of the Storm, god of the halflings of the White Eye. Still he watches over his forest, but not even he can stand against the lengthening days. Little do the stars know, their fate now rests in the hands of 3 adventurers, an elf, a dragonborn, and a halfling. Worried about the falling stars, they have traveled to the White Forest in an effort to prevent the last.
Okay, so a recap, because I don't remember, so I need to do this again. As we start the next round, you see the blur coming out from behind the tree going in the vague direction of the Eloria crew. You hear more footsteps approaching from deeper within the forest. Let's see. The gorilla that is under RA is reaching up at him. The gorilla that is under everyone else is trying to grab onto Mackie and Jael and sort of pull itself up above the water, kind of.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah, because it's not really working.
Yeah.
But it's not the smartest.
Got it.
The other one is helplessly hitting things in a pocket dimension somewhere. And the swarms of jellyfish are continuing on their path. The big jellyfish are hungry. And they are doing their thing.
Mackie and Jael are slicing and chomping at the gorilla, and Eloria is aiming for the sneaky little feller.
Okay. And actually, something funny real quick, I just realized. The area with the underwater gorilla with Mackie and all them, that is basically, you know how in cartoons they have, when there's a fight, they have the like dust ball, and you just see fists and pow and stuff like coming out occasionally? That is this, but with water. There's just water everywhere, and it's hard to tell what's going on. Water and animals and fur are just going bish, bish, and it's just a chaotic mess. 20 or higher?
Yes.
Okay, I guess I will start.
25. This is
that.
Jael. She's chomping at the bit here.
Okay. Go for it.
That will not work, and that is very bad. That's worse than before, so I know that doesn't hit. 9.
9? That does not hit. It's still, because of the way it's pulling on her as it tries to climb out of the water, every time she bites, especially because water walk is going, it like slams her face into the water, and it's like it's like when a dog tries to eat glass.
Yeah.
Okay, 24.
21.
21.
21. Anybody higher?
Just go.
Okay, Eloria, but can she see it?
She cannot.
Okay, so she's gonna move this way. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh, I did just realize one thing.
30.
But we'll
Does
do
she
that.
see it?
Yes, she can see him.
Okay, she's gonna.
Remember, you have disadvantage.
She's gonna shoot.
And Jared, could you move Carthanax 1 square? Carthanax and the wolf 1 square that way, as the river flows. It's not super fast.
Really
Especially here, it's a little bit wider, so it slows down.
28.
28. Yes, that hits, but then he parries it.
Yeah, of course it does.
Yeah. You see it's right on track. You finally got the motions, and he sees it, and you literally see him. He doesn't parry it. You literally see him go and duck under it.
I have a feeling I know what needs to happen.
I rolled a 20! I keep rolling these 20s. Ugh. Oh, yeah. That one. Sorry. 26.
That hits. Roll damage.
Yes! Yes! I don't even remember what I usually roll because I haven't done it for so long. Kidding. Kind of. Okay, do I need to tell you the different types of damage?
Let me check. I'm scrolling back to him.
Red will be fire.
I don't believe so. Well, actually, yeah. No, tell me.
Okay. 5 electric, 3 fire, and 13 piercing.
Okay. So with that shot, he comes up from ducking the other arrow, looks at you, smirks, sees the other arrow, starts to move out of the way, but is not fast enough, and it hits him in the shoulder, and he spins around once and scowls at you, holding his arm. Yeah. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Finally. Oh, wait! I forgot.
Oh, right.
He gets hit with a barrage.
Yes, he does. What's your DC?
I don't remember.
You can see, and actually, so as it hits him, he scowls at you, hears the sound of it starting to explode into shards, looks at it, and you can see him, even as it starts to explode, he's already reaching for it and pulling it out and jumping out of the way. It's incredibly fast.
Because dexterity saving throws.
Yeah, but that's good.
There's an ability called evasion.
No, but she got hit. He got hit by the. It's just a shot. It
Does he
goes-
get a dexterity saving throw?
Yeah, but that's only as.
That's for the barrage part.
But is it getting another evasion after?
This is not a reaction.
Because it goes together. It hits at the same time.
Yes, that's why I was saying, before it, as it's exploding, he's already pulling it out and throwing it to the side and running away. Evasion says if you succeed a saving throw, you don't suffer any of the effects.
Yeah, if they succeed, it's no damage.
Reagan is sorry. He knows that pain. The
Like,
quickling,
I finally hit it, and then you're not gonna let me do all my damage.
I know. The quickling is not sorry, but he is panicking slightly. Can you please move him outside the radius going that way?
Outside the radius?
The radius of the effect. It explodes, doesn't it?
Oh, right. Yeah, right. I think it's either 5 or 10. Yeah.
Go ahead and move him 15, just for good measure. That way I know he's out. Yeah, and you see him vanish behind the tree. For what it's worth, you can tell you landed a serious blow on him. It was not a glancing blow.
Like a rogue, he's squishy.
And then, he is going to use one of his villainous actions now to move another 30 feet. He runs past the tree, and he's going to move toward Ra.
Of course he is.
It's next to target.
Okay, that's all he's doing for this.
I'm saying barrage, but I meant the other one. Hailthorns.
So that was 21. So 20, 19, 18.
Mackie!
Okay. Yeah, go for it. Make the grapple check if you want to still stay grappling. That's something I keep forgetting to do.
Oh man, it almost was 20. Darn. Probably not gonna.
Oh, he's going to resist. Yeah, it's a very much a relative thing.
0.
So?
What'd you
You gotta
get?
tell him what you
I
rolled.
want to know what you rolled.
16.
11. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So unfortunately, she is not quite able to maintain the grapple this time as he starts to climb
So
out.
wait, with the grapple, that's she has to do that instead of an attack?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's
So she still
automatic.
gets the attack.
If you're trying to escape a grapple, it takes your action. If you're trying to, on your turn, if you're already grappling someone, if you're in charge of the grapple or in control of the grapple, then you have to try to maintain it as your turn begins.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure if that's rules as written D&D, but otherwise it's just grappling is a permanent thing and you don't have to try.
It makes sense because it would be a continuous struggle.
Yeah.
Not,
Yeah.
not just when you try to really escape, but just in general.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that does go both ways.
So,
The gorilla just passed his check to hold on to Jael earlier.
so now she gets to attack.
Although actually she should have gotten a chance to respond. So.
26.
That'll hit. Which one are you attacking? The
No,
grappled
wait,
one?
so not, that's, I have to try else. No, yeah, 26. The one underneath Mackie. It's no longer underneath.
Anything
Mackie's still
27 or
attacking.
higher. You still have the D4 bless.
Oh, right.
All right.
But I mean, you still hit with
Yeah.
that anyway.
Yeah, it definitely hits. No question about that.
It's hard to remember to use them, and in
It
a minute
is.
it's not going to matter.
Yeah, great, she just gets 1d10 this time. That hits, yeah. Oh, man. 11.
11?
The smallest amount of
Oh, I see.
damage
Okay.
What was the damage?
the lowest.
Yeah, so she slashes at it. It doesn't react at all as far as, there are no verbal cues. It's not feeling pain.
Yeah.
But you see her, she takes a huge chunk out of it. Okay, so that was 18. 17. Okay.
17.
Okay, actually, real quick, between the turns, it's going to use another villainous action, and it runs in a circle. Around. It uses. Can it move in a full circle around Tarkin and Are with 30 feet of movement?
Yeah, this way.
Okay,
Like this way?
not the gorilla.
Oh, that way. All the way around?
The full circle, 360 degrees.
Yeah, because the gorilla's underwater.
Oh, right.
Oh, right. So
It's there. but
I was
it's
just making
underwater.
sure it could move far enough
30. Well, 30 would be over.
with 30 feet.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
30 we get it to.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, I get to here. Not quite full.
Okay, then it is not going to do that one. Instead, you see it turn to the gorilla underneath the water and go again. And y'all can understand it now that it's close enough. It's basically like, hurry up, you're so slow, go faster, come on, go faster, you're so slow. Just over and over again, just blah, 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 blah. As it does, you see the gorilla's movements start twitching. Oh yeah, you can't. But from under the water, as much as you can see it, you start to see the gorilla's movements speed up incredibly and almost twitchily. Oh yeah, it's actually Are's turn. One of Are's dudes.
All right.
It's me.
Okay.
So do I see any corpse?
Corpses? Yeah, there's a bunch of corpses of animals on the other side. They are somewhere around 60-ish feet away, 60 to 70.
Okay, I am actually gonna change my level, or change my spell. So
Okay.
that, I guess that's disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna cast blindness and deafness on
On the
the
quickly?
quickly.
Okay, nice.
Oh.
Are you making him blind or deaf?
You only do one.
I'm gonna choose deaf.
Deaf. Okay. He stops for a second. And he starts yelling really loud in Sylvan, basically saying, "What did you do to me? Who did that? I'm gonna kill you!" Ah! and stuff. But he's like screaming because he can't hear himself. What else are you going to do?
Oh, apparently that's a necromancy spell. I totally forgot.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, are you doing anything else?
I'm gonna move towards Carthanax.
Okay.
How far?
As far as I can
He's
go.
been moving further, at least 5 feet each round?
Yes, but it's not far enough. You and the wolf are 5 feet more that way. I just move yourselves along the shore. Yeah,
That's what, yeah.
if you haven't been. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I did the last round when you told me to, and I'll do it each time.
Yeah, as the round ends. Cool.
You can get all the way up to him.
Yeah, okay, you can get
If
all
you
the way to
want.
me. You wanting to stay on the water or actually get on the shore?
The shore.
Okay.
Okay, make a perception check as you walk to the shore. Also,
That is a 23.
23. Okay, so you see there are two people that you recognize from the group that you guys ran into yesterday. Two of them are sprinting out of the forest on all fours. They're about, at this point that you see them, they're about 20 feet away, but they're sprinting toward you.
Like,
You and Carthanax. Also,
Oh, good.
there's a very large wolf right next to Carthanax. You hear mumbling, it sounds like mumbling from this distance, about 30 feet upstream from the two of you. You might hear it in a moment. Right now, you're a little bit focused with the wolf in your face.
Do I hear anything specifically?
Huh?
Do I hear anything like specifically or just mumbling?
You hear that the voice is, whatever it's saying, you can't understand, but is speaking with a definite cadence. There's a rhythm to it.
Okay.
Do you want to do anything else?
I think I'm good.
Okay. So the Quickling, you see it scowl at you, RA, but then it turns and it's going to make a decision real quick. Okay. It scowls back and forth between RA and Aloria a few times, and then it like looks up into the air, and then you see this look of determination on it, and it vanishes for a split second. It seems to vanish. RA, you see it run up into your face, and it's sort of still drawn, and swing at you. And at the same time, Aloria, you see it appear in your face and swing at you.
Ah!
That's a natural 20 against RA.
Oh no!
Of all the people to crit on.
And I have not made a suit or anything for him anyway. There are restrictions about what I can put adamantium.
Yeah.
I can only
So-
do tears because it was studied.
RA, you saw him vanish, and you have enough time to go, what? Before you feel his sword impale you in the stomach. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
Natural 20.
So, yeah, you resist the poison. Wait, was that with
Well,
disadvantage?
wait, disadvantage, right?
Yeah. That's, yeah, you
That
have
was my first roll.
Okay.
Oh, jeez. I got a 10.
Wait,
Okay.
Did you roll your d4?
Oh, I did not.
Yeah, roll that d4.
I got a 14.
14?
13 or 14,
Yeah.
that makes a difference.
Four.
So you rolled a 4?
On your d4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that is exactly enough.
Ah!
You feel as he slashes you, the poison on the blade almost takes you off your feet. You blink your eyes a few times, the world spins for a second, but you manage to regain focus as your body fights off the poison. You do, however, take 12 points of slashing damage. Oh, sorry,
I need to make a concentration check too.
18 points of slashing damage. Oh yeah,
18?
and make a concentration check, yes.
Come on.
I got a 12.
12? Let's see. The damage was 18, which means the DC was 10. So you passed. So you managed not to lose the banishment. And I believe that is the end of its turn. And as it finishes, Aloria, I don't think it comes close to hitting you. It got it's just like an 11. So it slams into RA, comes toward you. You manage to dodge out of the way in time. And after the blur fades a little bit, it's standing in front of you. So put him in your face.
This side. Where's
Behind you.
That'd be so
Yes.
cool.
Thank you. I like him. So that is his turn. What were we at? I think 16, 15, 14. You're a 1? Tarkin got a 1?
Yeah.
Okay, and Carthanex got a 10? Okay, so all three gorillas go next. One of them is just in another plane of
Actually, the one
existence.
that's plane shift is incapacitated.
Oh.
That's banished is incapacitated. According to the spell.
Oh, he's incapacitated in another plane?
Yeah.
Or just relative to this plane?
No. It says he's sent to another plane, just another demi-plane, and is incapacitated until he comes out.
Okay, so he is not getting any turns. So these two gorillas are both going to attack. The first one, which is no longer grappled by Mackie, it is going to, it's going to continue attacking Jael. And actually, it's going to try to, it's grappling her. So actually, because it's grappling her, at the beginning of its turn, she takes damage. As it's starting to rip her apart, with its giant hands. And okay, this is like the 5th time tonight I've rolled a 2 and a 1 on a damage die. That is 7 points of damage only, and then it is going to try to restrain her.
Does she get a pose check?
Yes, athletics check. He got a 19.
Wait, no, this isn't the right one.
It's not the right die. It's not the right die.
This one is. This is the right one.
I don't know. You tell me.
I just did.
Okay.
What do I do?
Athletics, and he got a 19.
Oh, she's got more than that. It's like I think it's a 21.
I totally just realized.
Wait, hang on.
The gorilla was supposed to get an attack of
This is for
opportunity,
Gyro.
but that's okay.
This is for Gyro?
Yeah.
Oh, so I think it's 17. What did you say?
19.
19. Ah, man.
Yeah. So Jael is restrained.
Unless she has, no, she doesn't have the skill in that. Okay, yeah.
So yeah, he flattens her out against the water, and she can't really move or do anything. She has disadvantage on pretty much everything now.
If I roll her die, less than worse, so that's fine.
But that's his turn. The other gorilla is gonna go for Tarkin, because that's really all he sees. So, Tarkin, I need you to make an athletics check or an acrobatics check as the gorilla runs up and tries to grab you. Not doing super well.
Oh, no.
These gorillas, man. Is that a 1?
Oh no!
Oh boy. Okay.
Target just like from the water.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
no.
here's what happens actually, because this gorilla is still in like super speed mode, and so you see it go. It grabs on with one hand, pushes himself up out of the water with using Tarkin,
Oh no!
and then you see it start running toward the other shore,
Using Tarkin?
holding Tarkin.
Well, how does he get out of the water?
He's like run swimming. He's
Ah!
very, very fast right now.
How much damage, Reagan?
None. He just grappled you.
Oh.
Oh,
Because it was specifically a grapple check.
okay.
That's,
Yeah. In hindsight, he should have attacked you, but that's fine.
Maybe
He's not very smart.
Maybe Tarkin fits in like this part of his palm
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah. Goblins are very tough. Surprisingly so. Sometimes. Not always.
Makes no sense.
It's like an egg. If you get it at the right angle, it can hold up a lot of weight. Okay. And it runs 60 feet toward the shore.
Which shore?
That's right.
Their shore, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and you hear Tarkin go, "Ah!" and vanish into the woods.
Good.
That's his turn. So, I believe you're
I think
next.
the phase dude is over here.
Nope, he's in front
No.
of my face.
You saw after he impaled RA, as he was pulling his sword out, he seemed to just vanish.
Yeah, and
You get the impression he just moved so quickly it looked like he was in two places at once.
We at my turn? Or?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. I cast Animate Object on the ball bearings I have thrown on the ground.
Okay.
Bless falls off of everybody, so Bless is gone.
Okay. Put those ball bearings on the field.
Alright. Yes, I do have. I have them tilted at different angles to represent which one they are.
Nice.
Okay, so the way the spell reads is it doesn't specify offering or rolling initiative for them when you
They'll go
spawn
after
them.
you.
They'll just go after me each round.
Yeah.
So whatever my initiative is.
Yeah, just for ease.
Okay, well that works easily. As a bonus action, I command them right now to destroy the wolf.
I love your choice of words, because that is probably exactly what's about to happen.
All right, so first cluster attack. That's an 18.
That should hit, yes. Let me double check real fast. But yeah, go ahead and assume that hits. Yes, it hits.
29 damage.
29 damage. Very nice.
Is it still
Okay.
alive?
It is.
Okay, cool. The next cluster will attack.
Okay.
That's not very good. I don't think that hits. That is an 11.
That does not hit.
Bad die.
So they slam into it, but not at a right angle, and they can't quite puncture its skin.
All right. Third cluster goes in for an attack.
Okay.
No, that's not good. That is a 13.
That does not hit.
Come on, somebody just...
Real high, real high, real high.
Oh, that's really high. That is a 25.
That hits.
These have a flying speed of 30 feet instead of walking, because they have no other natural locomotion.
Yeah. Roll that damage.
Yeah.
The wolf howls in pain.
Another 29.
Okay. Yeah, so it's still standing, but you see all the ball bearings swarm onto it and just a lot of them pierce into its skin and it howls in pain. Okay. Are you doing anything else on your turn?
No, that was action to cast a spell, bonus action to command them. I'm not going to move because that'll provoke opportunity attack. for
Yeah.
now, so.
Okay. Sounds good. So now it is the jellyfish's turn.
Jellyfish.
The one that is attacking Mackie and has grappled Mackie is going to attack Mackie.
What? No, he's not grab. Oh, jellyfish.
he did
Jellyfish.
grab.
Sorry.
Yeah, he had a tentacle that went.
Yep.
Okay.
Have you been doing
So this time it pulls Mackie down. So it uses Mackie and its tentacle wrapped around Mackie to pull itself up and throw its tentacles up and around her. That is a 20 to hit.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh, that's the wrong one. Okay, I need her to make a Constitution saving throw.
Hey, Mackie. Emma.
And she
13.
That is not quite enough. So, first of all, she takes 4 points of poison damage from the stingers, and she gains 2 points of weakness as the poison starts to liquefy her muscles.
What? No.
So, have I told you what weakness does? Each point of weakness. Okay. Each point of weakness. This is my version of strength damage because it's more interesting than strength damage. You get a -1 for each point. You get a -1 to your any strength checks you make.
So that means she gets -2 now?
Yeah, so she has a -2 to all of her strength checks. Not saves though. For each point of weakening, or sorry, yes, either weakening or withering, either one. I don't really care. For each point of weakening that you have a -1 to strength checks, and you can carry 20 less pounds. So just make a note of that. That shouldn't come into effect for her anytime soon. Also, if she ever fails a strength check, she injures herself and takes 1 point of damage per point of weakening
Ah!
from overexertion.
Ah!
And then it is going to squeeze her with its tentacle
No.
and roll terribly. Yeah, no, not even close. Okay, so its tentacle is not able to hurt her. I just realized. Okay, and it loses its grip on her. I forgot to do that check. So she is no longer grappled.
Oh, good. Already done enough damage. You made hands.
So that's that one. The giant one is going to swim toward them because it doesn't see anyone else. And it is going to attack Jael.
How far is it?
It can only move 20 feet, so
Okay, it doesn't get there.
go ahead and it'll dash, so move it another 20. Oh, sorry, it only has to get within 15 feet. So was it within 15 feet a minute ago?
No.
Okay, I can't really tell from
Is
here.
that right?
That was right.
I'm sure it's right.
Is it within 15 feet of anyone?
Nah.
Okay, then it's going to attack Mackie. Okay. So, it throws its tentacles at Mackie out of the water. I'm giving it disadvantage. Good thing, too. So that ends up with a 19, which misses. So yeah, it is unable to hit Mackie. Okay, 9. 8. Has anyone not gone? Tarkin, right?
Again.
Okay, and let's see. Oh, and the wolves. The wolves are higher than 1. So the first wolf, it is actually being surrounded. Actually, this one specifically, it is going to attack you. It howls with rage at you, very peeved by its current predicament.
I hope so. It now has 4 clusters of 5 ball bearings swirling around in random shapes that are
Yeah.
punching it.
So its attack, it only gets a 15. Yeah, okay. So that's all it's going to do. And then you see the 2 men run out of the, they're both human. They run out of the woods toward you. They are going to try to jump over. Yeah, put them on the opposite side of the spikes for now.
This side? Or right here?
So like there. Yep.
Yeah, that's good. So the one closer to Jared manages to jump over. Second one. Second one also makes it. So they both jump over and they scream at you and are going to swing. They're both wielding longswords. First one is going to, actually, they're both going to attack you. Yeah, they're both going to attack you. You look a lot more scary than RA. So, the first one gets a 23 on his first attack with his longsword and misses with the second strike.
Okay, well 23 hits.
And his bite also misses. So you see he swings at you once, it manages to hit. The second time it clinks against your armor, but he lunges forward with a bite and gnaws on your armor a little bit.
The human tries to gnaw on me?
Yes, you notice he has very large teeth for a human. Other than that, he's apparently just likes biting people.
So how much damage from the longsword?
There we go, that's more than a 2. 12 points of slashing damage. And then the second one is going to do the same thing.
Okay.
The first attack hits with a 24.
Okay.
That's his longsword. The second longsword strike hits with a, I believe it hits with a 22.
No, that does not hit.
22?
Wait, no, 22 is my AC.
Okay, so that
So,
does
yeah,
it. Just barely. And then his bite. I'm rolling well now. Yay! Another 22 on his bite. So, yeah, the second one, you can tell. So the first guy, even though he missed, you can see that they're working together very effectively and throwing you off balance. You might say they are using pack tactics. So, longsword strike number 1. That is 9 points of damage, 10 points of damage, and 6 points of damage. So 9, 10, and 6. So 25 points of damage. Those two guys win it. Yes, so now, Tarkin, it is your turn.
What is Tarkin doing right now? Like, he's grappled, obviously.
Yeah, so there's a giant gorilla that is holding him like this and running into the woods at super speed.
Okay, he's gonna attempt. He's going to shoot him in the face.
Okay, go for it. You have disadvantage because it's melee range.
That fell. Sorry. 19.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is 7.
7, okay. The arrow thunks into its throat. There's no blood, but it definitely sunk into its throat.
Then, yeah, I don't know what else he'll do. He'll just try to struggle out, but that's
Okay.
about it.
Sounds good. And have any of you not gone?
No, that was everybody.
Okay.
all gone.
So, RA, you hear the mumbling stop, and you all hear a rush of water as the river over by the Jellyfish swells and lifts into an enormous wave. I need everyone in the water to make me a strength saving throw.
Even over here?
I am out of the water!
Yes, you are.
You and I, the only ones.
I love your magic cloak. Yes,
Yeah.
everyone in the water who is not native to water.
Okay. 1 second.
All of you.
Yep.
There's one thing I want to do, and then there's another thing I want to do.
Just so many things you want to do, eh?
Yeah.
So
Actually, RA, make me a perception check. And Carthanax, you can too. Well,
Strength?
you're busy. RA is not being
I got
attacked
an
by
natural 20.
A natural 20. Okay.
Oh, and the
You see briefly. You see the form of a hooded halfling looking downstream from the place where the tidal wave started. You see her look downstream, grinning. She has a long, gnarled, blackened staff, and she grins as the tidal wave starts, and then turns to start walking back into the forest.
So, is it saving
How
throws?
far away is it?
30 feet.
Okay.
Mackie at 18.
Okay, that's enough.
I think Aloria failed. I'm pretty sure hers is just 5. And then 13 for Jaio.
Okay, so Eloria and Jael are both knocked prone and take 23 points of bludgeoning damage as the wave crashes into them.
But she's being grappled. She should be not prone, but she's grappled.
Yes, that just means now she can't stand up.
Ah, stinks. Okay, so how much damage?
And I guess
Oh.
the gorilla's underwater, so the wave doesn't really do much to him.
Okay, so she's no longer in wolf form. You said 20, how much damage?
23.
Okay, yeah.
As she shrinks, he's going to have to make a check to see if he can actually keep holding on to her. Go ahead and make an athletics check. Is that a 1?
No, it's a 9.
Okay. That's not going to be enough, unless you're
12.
very strong. Okay. Yeah, no, he does manage to maintain.
wait.
Now he's holding on to her leg.
Hang on, actually.
Mackie takes half as much damage, so that'll be 11 points of damage for Mackie. So 11 for Mackie, 23 for the ones that failed.
Tarkin rolled an 8.
By the way, he disappeared into the woods on the opposite side of the river as you.
Great.
You hear him screaming.
Yeah.
Okay, so Carthanax, you are attacking the people around you. I assume your ball bearings are also doing the same
They've been directed to kill the wolf, and they will continue to do that
until the wolf is killed.
dead, or I give them another instruction.
Sounds good.
So I don't actually have to. I can use my bonus action to do something else this round.
Okay. Oh, did you pass concentration a minute ago?
I completely forgot the times that I've been hit. How many times did you hit me?
4.
Yeah.
All right, that's a success.
All right, I got advantage.
That's a success. That's another success.
Nice.
That'll be a success. Yeah, all successes.
Very nice. So despite some pretty serious gashes,
Even if the dice didn't look that high, I also have a +6 to my constitution.
Nice.
So
yeah. So even with pretty serious damage, you managed to keep your focus plenty well enough to keep those ball bearings spinning.
this is why we work at.
Yes.
Jael is going to try to stand up and change into the other creature.
Allosaurus?
Allosaurus.
Okay, I will have to go get one.
No, we have one.
Oh, you have it
We
with
have
you?
we have it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And Mackie is going
Where
to.
do we
It's
have
medium.
it? We had it.
It's right there.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah. And Mackie is going to. I think she's. Wait, no, she's not being grappled anymore. She's going to try to attack. Whichever's up. Because I don't know if the gorilla's still up. Oh, the gorilla is, because he still has Jael. You attack the gorilla.
Okay.
And then Aloria is going to stand up and bring out her sword.
Sounds good. All right, what are you doing?
I am gonna cast Animate Dead on the direwolf.
Okay. And you see also that the direwolf's form is shrinking, and its head actually explodes as it shrinks because it was eating a spike. But yeah, its whole form shrinks, and you see it turn back into a human in a loincloth. Okay, so you're casting Animate Dead. The wolves are going to keep attacking Carthanax. You can see them.
This one's a human?
We, well, I don't
No,
know.
the one that was impaled on a spike.
One of them, when
right,
they tried to jump over the spikes, one of them impaled itself, the other one made it over.
Right.
But the one that impaled itself is turning back into a human. We can only assume that this one is also going to turn back into a human. But right now, it is definitely a wolf.
Yes.
Let me check one thing real fast. That
I think I'm going to hit a lot of things this time.
yes, I forgot about that. Okay, and the gorilla that's under the water.
Attacks that I'm getting in this turn.
The gorilla that's under the water is going to keep pulling at Jael, trying to crush her. The one that is in the woods, you guys don't know, but you hear Tarkin screaming. All of the jellyfish at the moment are attacking Mackie. Actually, no, sorry. The smaller big one is attacking Mackie. The swarm of jellyfish is also continuing to move forward, which will end up not quite yet, but it will end up damaging Mackie most likely.
So are they just like mindlessly moving forward?
Yeah, they're
not,
just
like targeting anything.
Right, they're just swimming forward.
Okay.
The big ones seem to have a little more gumption to go hunt things.
Okay.
And the really big one seems to be going for Ja'el. The mostly big one is going for Mackie. And the Quickling, who is currently next... Oh, he forgot to make a dexterity saving throw. For the tidal wave. Which he passes with flying colors. You see him, he literally runs up
It was a strength save, not a dex save.
Oh, thank you. That is very different. I apologize.
That's true.
I was going to say, it would have been different.
Yeah,
if
no,
it was
good
a
call.
dex save.
Okay, so...
What did he say? He still takes what? Half damage at least?
Yeah.
Yes, so... he does roll high enough to succeed, actually. Just barely, though. So he's not knocked prone, but he still takes some serious damage. Where is it? It was 29 divided by 2, which is 28 divided by 2, 14. Yeah, you see it. He manages to brace himself just in time, but as it hits him, you see him go, and he's blinking and having trouble standing. Okay, 20 or higher.
Natural 20.
25.
Modified 20.
Nice, you guys. Okay, Carthanax.
Okay, so I have, doing what you said, rolled all of my attacks.
Yes.
So I have 4 attacks from the ball bearings going to the wolf. One is definite miss with a natural 2. Then I have a 17, a second 17, a 19, a 19, and a 16.
Those all hit.
Okay.
Ball bearings just go, boosh!
Oh. I rolled 3 4s for that attack. So that is 12, 15, 35 points of damage from the first attack.
Okay.
And again, 35 more points of damage for the second attack.
Wow.
This one might actually be the same. No, this one's 34 points of damage for the third attack.
Wow.
Is it still alive?
It is.
Okay. Hardy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Carthanax is personally taking a swing at one of this human closest to the wolf and got a modified 20 to hit.
Modified 20 to hit at which one? Sorry?
At this human.
Okay. Have I described what they look like yet?
You described them as having sort of animal-like fangs a little bit when they tried to bite me.
Yes. They are also wearing chainmail.
Okay.
I did neglect to mention that. And they have weapons, but we've already been over that.
Yeah,
Okay,
long swords.
what'd you get again?
Modified 20?
Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. So that's 2d6 and a d8 of fire damage. And this is
That does provoke an attack of opportunity because they are flanking you.
Are they flanking me?
Between the wolf and those two dudes. Yeah. They've got enough people
Oh,
adjacent
that's
to
right,
you.
because you do flanking as being...
Perpendicular. This is from
Perpendicular.
personal experience. So
This guy
because they're
is
on
not-
different faces of you.
Yeah.
And they're also very good at working together.
Okay, so how many different... Well, whatever.
The ones you are not attacking get opportunity attacks.
So that will be 13 points of piercing damage and 8 points of fire damage
On which one?
on this one here.
Okay.
And then I know you're going to have an opportunity attack, but I also rolled an attack with my spiritual weapon against the gorilla, which was a 18 to hit.
The gorilla. Okay.
Because I had my spiritual weapon,
That'll
I had
hit.
my bonus action available to do that.
That'll hit. So you don't even need to roll damage. It had 1 hit point left. So the spiritual weapon, it's a dragon head, right?
Right, it's a maw shaped like a dragon head with the horns curling back and cutting forward. So.
Okay, so it goes forward, impales both of its arms on the horns, rips them off completely, goes around and devours the head, which bursts into these divine white flames. Yeah, you can remove it from the board.
One dead
It
gorilla.
is gone.
Yeah.
Okay, and then opportunity attacks against me.
Yes. The first one misses. Second one misses.
Yeah.
Oh, there were only 2.
There should be only 2. I hope there's only 2.
And the third one doesn't exist,
Yeah, there we go.
which is good because it would have hit. So that was the natural 20. 25.
Yeah. So Jael, seeing the gorilla is gone, does it affect her if she changes her mind to just get up and get out of the water? Get off the water? Out. Does that change her initiative?
No, she would have disadvantage. Oh, moving doesn't do anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
It's just any checks you need to make as part of that because you change your mind and you're hurrying.
Hang on.
You have disadvantage.
I'm like, I don't usually move her when she is not a.
She's not in a creature form.
30 feet.
Yeah.
I was going to say she's...
Okay, so
30 feet
15.
movement.
Right.
So 15 feet.
You get to the edge, that's not terrible.
You can then use your action to dash.
Yeah.
Move another 30 feet.
Turn out. Actually, you know what I'm gonna have her do?
Hmm?
I'm gonna have her get up, change into wolf form, and then will she?
You mean Allosaurus form?
Allosaurus. Will
Okay.
that make her have more movement? More her other?
Only if
faculties?
they are faster.
Yeah,
But she
they're-
still has 15 movement less than normal.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just wanting to change her into the form.
Yeah,
So if I could
that's
get her
fine.
into that form, I think.
What you were going
So
to
yeah,
do?
she can. How fast do they move? I
Its
imagine
movement
it's 40.
increases to 60 feet.
Oh, 60. Nice. So she can move 45 feet.
Oh, and I was actually wrong about the wolf form. It's 50 feet, not 40.
Gotcha. Good to know.
Because it was a dire wolf, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. I forgot. Okay, so she turns into Allosaurus.
Now we have an Allosaurus walking on water.
Yep.
Yes.
Before she changes, she's like, Mackie, off the water. Oh, wait, that's not how she talks. Forget what she
We
talks.
have no idea.
She's
how
only
that-
talked once, so I don't
only talked
remember.
We have no idea.
Mackie, off the water.
Works. So she sees the gorilla.
I'm trying not to have British. I'm just trying to have a lower voice.
Yeah.
She sees the gorilla holding Tarkin and moving as if to bash him against a tree.
Ah!
Like he's got Tarkin above his head, and he,
Oh, hang on. In that case, 15, 20.
her action was transforming.
Okay, right. Okay, yeah. Okay.
She can move up next to him if she wants, but
No, it's just over there.
okay. So that was 25, 23 or higher. Anyone? Nope.
I have a modified 20.
Okay, so the Quickling is next, and it is going to. You see it. You can see it more clearly this time. It slashes at Eloria, who is currently prone. It slashes at Eloria, and with blinding speed, it moves over to Ra, the other person it is particularly not fond of right now.
Oh, geez.
And Ra, you see it appear beside you again and snarl and try to attack both of you. Against Ra, that is... actually, it probably misses. Let me see. Let me find its thing. That is a 13 to hit.
I'm gonna use shield.
Okay. You, just in time, you raise the shield and you see his sword, which was here. As it's like, you don't even block it with the shield so much as the shield coming up deflects it out of the way. And it gets one of your hairs, which goes... And Eloria, that die is fired! That is a 16 to hit.
No, it doesn't hit.
You're fired!
No, you're still on your good day.
And he materializes next to Ra, behind him on this side. No, not in the spike pit. That one, yes. So he's actually going to move a little farther toward me, Tori, to be not next to Carthanax. Not next to the giant armored, glowing death mass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. So that's his turn. I think that is all he is doing. Yes, that is all he's doing. So, all right, I believe it's your turn.
Yep. Alright, I'm gonna cast Animate Dead.
Okay, cast Animate Dead on the human form. We will.
And I was, well, since I might as well pick the other one too, right?
Are there 2
Since
dead
that
ones?
one's dead too.
Not that I'm.
Carthonax killed one, right?
2 dead what?
Did Carthonax kill someone in his turn?
I killed the gorilla out in the water.
Oh,
way
that
over
was the
there.
zombie gorilla that was in the water.
Oh, I misunderstood. Sorry.
Gotcha. You're good.
I have not killed anybody else in this.
It's on one of the spells.
Okay.
He's a zombie?
He's casting animate dead.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Yes. You cast Animate Dead. Okay. Yeah, you see, it's a casting time of an action, right?
It ashes forms around it, and it just goes inside the corpse, and then it just starts cracking, and then just starts lifting up.
No, it is a casting time of 1 minute.
Okay, it takes a minute to cast.
Anime dead? Oh, I meant. Wait, anime dead?
Yeah, animate dead is a 1 minute casting time.
I thought it was longer. I'll let you change your spell without penalty.
I'm gonna use my hero point then.
Oh, sounds good. What do you do in order to speed it up?
I do. I partially do the hand move, arcane symbols for the spell and speak. So like I do the hand symbols for one word and then I speak the next word to kind of speed it along.
Okay, yeah, so you do that, and Carthonax, as he does, you see his, underneath his clothing, you see a bluish light emanate. Just like a flashlight under a blanket sort of look.
Does it look like it has the shape of the symbol?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, his brand is glowing. And as that happens, yeah, you see the ashes
So
go
did mine.
into the body, which stands up. It doesn't sound like it's breathing or anything because it doesn't really have much of a head left over.
Yeah.
But it'll go right after you.
I was gonna command it to attack the walls. And then I am going to go chase the halfling that cast the tidal wave.
Okay, that will provoke several attacks of opportunity.
Well, I'm gonna use Misty Step. Step.
That woke. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is upstream. Okay, roll a d4 for me.
If I count, I'm gonna double check I didn't count this time.
Even is good.
That's 30.
I rolled a 2.
Okay, you managed to find land to land on, so you don't splash into the water.
Trying to avoid
Okay.
the water?
I assume so. I could be wrong.
Matter, he has water walk on.
Oh, you're right. Never mind. Forgot that. Never mind. Ignore that.
Everyone in our party has water walk.
I know.
We don't view the water as a problem.
Yeah, I forgot. Okay, yeah.
Except
So
for
you
jellyfish.
teleport, and you see the halfling standing just a few feet back from the riverbank.
Okay.
We get a token.
Do I recognize it? Or her?
You
Him?
do not. She does not look familiar.
Okay.
I thought you were gonna throw another token.
I'm about to.
Get it to me. Oh wait!
Hey! I get a
so-
hero point.
No,
Villain point?
definitely not. You don't need villain points.
Yeah.
Is that about?
Yeah, that's about right. So you are currently, what is that, 50-ish feet from her? She's upstream.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 50 feet exactly.
Oh, nice. I'm getting good at this. Okay, and that was, I believe, you still have your movement.
I'm gonna. Wait, am I towards her?
Yes, you're closer to
Yeah.
her. You're 50 feet away. You still have your 25 feet of movement?
I'm gonna keep going.
Okay, yeah, 25 feet.
Do you want to end in the water or out of the water?
As close as I can get to her. So even if it's in the water, then yes.
Okay, so that was 20, 19, 18. Okay, it is the gorilla's turn.
My corpse.
Oh, yes, sorry, go ahead and take your
my-
corpse's turn.
Same undead stats or different?
Yeah, it'll be the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gonna attack the wolf.
Okay, it can walk past and attack the wolf.
It has 20 feet movement speed, so.
What is that? Oh, it can't get to the wolf because of all the ball bearings.
I mean, the
Well,
the ball
it's
bearings.
more this person's in the way.
Would the ball bearings obstruct somebody from being in the same space? They're like, and they fly.
That's a good point. trying to think. So rules as written, I think usually yes, but he can stand in the same space as some ball bearings that aren't trying to kill him.
Well, he's thinking
Sure.
of the diagonal here.
Oh yeah, well yeah, he can make this diagonal. Well, because technically my ball bearing, but the way that everything's
Oh, your ball
clustered
bearings
here,
in that.
so he can get there.
Yeah, he can share a space with ball bearings. That's fine, especially because it's only like what? It's like 5 ball
That's what I'm
bearings,
trying
4
to
ball
get.
bearings. So yeah.
Straight, diagonal, that way, that way.
Okay. That does provoke an attack of opportunity from one of the dudes. So he's going to go ahead and make that. And might miss. That is 12 to hit. The zombie.
12 to hit. It hits.
Oh, okay. So he hits with his long sword.
I think it has resistance.
Not to slashing, I think. But you can check. Oh, these are not the ash zombies. Sorry, those are different. This one's not made of ash
cool.
because the body was not cremated.
That's true.
He got a 10. Okay, so that is 14 points of damage to the zombie.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, so go ahead and have the zombie make an attack.
Oh wow. 19 to hit.
19 will hit. Yeah.
6 plus 1. That is 5 damage.
5 damage, okay. The zombie claws at it, and you see some tufts of fur coming out. Okay, so that was 18. Oh no, sorry, that was you. So at 18, it's the gorilla's turn with Tarkin. And he's going to slam Tarkin against the tree at the beginning of his turn. For 12 points of damage.
How many?
12.
Okay. I heard 24 and I was like,
Oh.
wow, okay.
He's strong, but not that strong. And then he's going to use his action to restrain Tarkin. So have Tarkin make an acrobatics check. Oh, actually, hold on. First, he's going to see if he continues the grapple. So have Tarkin make an acrobatics check.
8.
8.
I'm just waiting to make my
7.
7 attacks.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Tarkin somehow manages to slip out of the gorilla's hands and land right beside him. So the gorilla is going to use its action to try to punch him.
Oh, good.
Probably misses. I think that is a 14.
14. Think that hit. No, he's good.
Okay.
The armor class is 15.
Okay, so Tarkin lives to fight another day.
Oh.
Okay, that's that gorilla's turn. 17, 16. Okay, so it's the dude's turns. So, the first one, now that RA is not even there, he's going to come this way 1 square to completely flank Carthanax. Not that one. One of the dudes. Yeah. The humans, yeah. And he's going to attack you. The first one, let's see. Okay, 17, 1, and 23. Okay, that was the bite. And then he's going to use an action surge and do another attack action. Because he's a fighter.
It's okay.
1. What's that? That is 19, which misses. And 20, which misses, I believe. Yeah. Okay. So he manages to hit you once with the bite somehow. And then roars
Probably
with...
got in between the helmet and my neck somewhere.
Yeah, you feel it like clip you. And then he roars with energy. He goes, clink, clink, clink. That's it. He looks at you like, aww. So the bite deals 6 points of damage.
Deals 6 points of damage?
Yeah,
That's it? Okay.
only 6 points of damage. Yeah, I want you to go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Is this separate from my concentration?
Yes.
Natural 20.
Very nice. Okay.
And for concentration. Succeed.
Okay. Yeah, so you have no trouble focusing. The other one now is he turns to you. Oh, I forgot to give him advantage. That's okay. You'll get off easy this time. So
I wasn't gonna say it.
yeah, no. That's, I don't blame you. So the other one is also going to attack you. That is a 24.
Because I knew I'd bring up all the rules when I remember that they're there.
Yeah.
Everybody else is like, don't say anything. You forgot.
Yeah. So the first one is a 24.
That hits.
The second one is a 12.
Okay, yeah, that's
And then the bite, I rolled 2 natural ones. So the bite just completely misses. Like, he like snaps at
one
you.
of those scenarios where I've got his throat and he's going,
Yeah. Frothing at the mouth and stuff. So his first longsword hit, and that is going to do 12 points of slashing damage. And then he too is going to action surge because he's furious right now. Miss with the longsword. Oh my gosh, that's 2 in a row that I got 7 and 1. I think I'm at 10 ones now.
you're something like that. It's awesome.
Yeah, y'all are so lucky. Okay, that one was better.
There we go.
Constantly, like,
By the way, this fell on the ground and was a 1. The next one is a 22.
I said even his failures fail.
I know. A 22 for this fight.
That's my AC.
So for some reason, teeth are the only thing that can penetrate your adamantine armor. Longswords, teeth though, you gotta watch out. That's 10 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make another Constitution saving throw.
Also separate from the
This is ridiculous.
24.
Yeah, that's enough. Okay, go ahead and concentrate.
Right. How many times did he actually hit me?
Just 1.
Just one. I mean, that was a 15 on the die right there. Yeah, I passed.
Cool. Okay. You can see after their onslaught, and most of it's just like tink, 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 tink against your armor. They look at each other, and you can see them contemplating whether they've made a good life choice.
The answer is no.
Yeah. 15, 14. Okay, it's the Quickling's turn. You see him.
He's gone already. Since
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got confused.
In
there.
this initiative, he's gone because that's how he got right here.
I apologize. I got confused.
Yeah, it's a
Between the two
legendary action.
He does, but he's not using that yet. So, also his actions are not super useful in this situation. You guys have done a good job with that. 14, 13, 12. Go for it.
This is for the next round.
Oh, he can run on.
I
Yeah, he
went
was ready.
first, and I just
Right,
rolled my
I
new
forgot.
initiative, and I'm waiting for the next round to start.
Both
Yeah.
both Aloria and Jael, Mackie are 12. Mackie is going to heed what Jael said and turn around.
Okay, that will provoke an attack of opportunity from the jellyfish.
Under the water.
Yeah.
Okay.
Natural 20.
It's okay, she can't be crit.
You're right,
Yeah.
but she is grabbed.
No.
Because that's what its tentacle does.
How
She
hard
tries
is
to go
it?
away and the tentacle goes. Also, something I forgot to do last time.
Get over all the trees.
She takes 6 points of damage, and though I don't think it'll be relevant, those cannot be healed immediately. So that her maximum health is reduced by 6 as well.
Negative bonus hit points.
Yes. So
She.
what is she going to do now that
so
she's
stops
grappled?
her from moving. She's going to try to scratch at the thing to get it off of her, break it
So
away.
she, let me check how long its tentacles are because she might be out of range.
She could break the tentacles are around her. Though.
Yes. That's true. I'll give it disadvantage.
Her point, she's trying to get rid of
Oh, she's trying to break free. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Make an athletics check
One second.
when you get a chance. You succeed. Just don't roll a 1.
Just don't roll that roll.
Yeah.
That's not a 1. You're good. Yeah, she has no trouble breaking free of the tentacles. That is her action, though.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna go here, so. Actually, she's just off the water.
Okay.
Yep, okay, Eloria is going to stand up.
Oh, yeah.
She's gonna shoot at that guy and Hunter's mark him first.
Okay. Which one are you shooting? Ah, the quickling. You have disadvantage. Because he's still going.
Modify 20?
That is not enough. So you fire, but he's too quick and he moves away.
Can I use a hero point to reroll?
Sure. Tell me how it's heroic. What do you do at the last second? As you see, you're firing, you start to let go, and you see that you're off target now because he's so quick. What do you do?
She grips her bow and tries to find the link to the spirit. Well, it's actually the magic is actually the bowstring, but she grips the bow and like flings the bowstring as she had already, grabbed the other arrow and tries to link with it so that she can get another shot.
Link with what?
Try to link with the
Okay, so she reaches through the magic of the bowstring?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one.
Cool.
It was F it in my brain.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Sure it was.
It's getting late and I'm getting tired.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, man. It's worse. It's like
Okay.
30.
Yeah, unfortunately it is just not enough.
Okay, well, she has one more shot. That should hit. It doesn't do the thing. 25.
He does the thing.
Ah!
He uses his reaction to deflect the arrow. You almost get it. And it's probably here. Actually, I'm going to make him make a perception check because he can't hear. So he may not know that you shot at him. Because you'd have to see it, but he's facing away from you.
Yes.
And I'm giving him disadvantage. Doesn't matter, he rolled the same thing twice. That is not even close to enough. He rolled a natural 5. So even with a decent perception, which he has, it's not even a 10. So I'm actually not going to let him use that because he has no idea that you're firing at him. Because he didn't hear the first arrow go brrrr into the tree. Roll damage.
Yay! Yay! Damage! Okay. Red fire!
I'm glad I did that mess.
6 fire, 5 electric, and 12 piercing.
Okay.
Add
And Hunter's Mark. Thank you. Max. 18.
Okay. How do you want to do this?